Paper 4, 4-3 variant, May June 2021. We are solving this paper today. First question of this paper is from chapter Momentum. Here we will use the law of conservation of momentum. Particle P of mass 0.4 and Q of mass 0.5 are free to move on a smooth horizontal plane. P and Q are moving directly towards each other with speed 2.5 and 1.5 respectively. After P and Q collide, the speed of Q is twice the speed of P. Find two possible values of the speed of P after the collision. Let this is a particle P. This particle is Q. Move on a horizontal plane, moving directly towards each other. P is moving towards Q and Q is moving towards P. Mass of P is 0.4 kg. Mass of Q is 0.5 kg. Before collision, speed of P is, we represented UP by UP. UP is 2.5 meter per second, and speed of Q before collision is represented by UQ. This is negative 1.5 मीटर पर सेकेंड. ये नेगेटिव का साइन हमने इसलिए लगाया है क्योंकि अपोजिट डायरेक्शन है क्यू की. अगर हम पी राइट वर्ड मूव कर रहा है क्यू की तरफ और क्यू लेफ्ट वर्ड मूव कर रहा है पी की तरफ, तो सो इट विल बी negative. Direction of the speed is in opposite direction. So now after P and Q collide, the speed of Q is twice the speed of P. Find the two possible values of P after the collision. Let the speed of P after the collision is Vp. We have to find this, and the speed of Q is twice. So after the collision, speed of Q will be 2 into speed of P. Now we will use here the law of conservation of momentum. Momentum before collision is equal to momentum after collision. MP UP plus M Q UQ is equal to momentum after the collision Vp plus MQ VQ. Putting the values, MP is 0.4, UP is 2.5 plus MQ is 0.5, UQ is negative 1.5 is equal to MP is 0.4, Vp we have to find velocity of speed of P after the collision plus MQ is 0.5 and VQ is 2 Vp. From here we can find Vp. Left hand side after the collision after the calculating it will become 0.25. Right side becomes 0.4 Vp plus Vp. This shows that 1.4 Vp is equal to 0.25. From here, Vp will be 0.179 meter per second. This is the speed of P after the collision. तो यहाँ पे टू पॉसिबल वैल्यूज हमें पूछा है, टू पॉसिबल वैल्यूज, एक तो वैल्यू Vp की हमने फाइंड कर ली है, दूसरी वैल्यू कैसे आएगी? अब यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं कि आफ्टर द कोलिजन स्पीड ऑफ Q जो है ट्वाइस हो जाती है स्पीड ऑफ P से आफ्टर द कोलिजन। तो आफ्टर द कोलिजन जो है वो स्पीड ऑफ पार्टिकल P जो है अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में भी हो सकती है। तो इन सेकंड केस वी विल टेक इट्स द स्पीड ऑफ Q विल बी इन सिंस पॉसिबिलिटी है कि वो अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में भी जा सकता है, सो वी विल टेक इट नेगेटिव। तो अगेन वी आर using law of conservation of momentum. Law of conservation, this is same for the second possibility, बट यहाँ पे हम Vp जो है उसकी वो हम नेगेटिव लेंगे, रिमेनिंग इज सेम फॉर दैट। तो दिस बिकम 0.4 0.4 into 2.5 plus 0.5 into minus 1.5, राइट साइड पे 0.4 Vp जो है वो नेगेटिव हम लेंगे, प्लस 0.5 into 2 Vp. This is the speed of Q after the collision. So after calculating we will get it 0.25 is equal to 0.6 Vp. From here Vp will be it will be equal to 0.417 meter per second. So these are two possible values of particle P after the collision. Next question number second. A cyclist is traveling along a straight horizontal road. Uh, this is a horizontal road. A cyclist is traveling along a straight horizontal road. She is working at a constant rate of 150 watt. This means that power is given. Power is 150 watt at an instant where the speed is 4 meter per second. Her acceleration is given 0.25 meter per second square. The resistance to the motion is 20 Newton. Suppose this is a cyclist. This is a cyclist moving on this side. Resistance is resistance to the motion is 20 Newton. The direction of the friction resistance will be in opposite direction. F is equal to 20 Newton. Driving force, we will use this formula since power is equal to F into V. From here, F will be equal to P over V. Because we have to find this F because we will use here Newton second law of motion. हमें ड्राइविंग फोर्स जो है यहाँ पे रिक्वायर है, तो हमने ड्राइविंग फोर्स जो है वो फाइंड कर लिए, वो ये होगी. तो सो वी विल राइट हियर दिस इज ड्राइविंग फोर्स power over speed at this instant is 4. This is the driving force. This is the frictional forces. F is equal to 20 opposing the movement of the cyclist. So net force will be using here Newton's second law of motion. F is equal to ma. 150 over 4 driving force minus 20 is equal to, this is net force, is equal to m. A is given, that is 0.25. हमने फाइंड करना है यहाँ से total mass of the cyclist and her bicycle, that is represented by m. So we can find here from here the mass. After calculating, we get m is equal to 70 kg. This is the total mass of the cyclist and the cycle. Now next part of this question is, the cyclist comes to a straight hill inclined at an angle theta above the horizontal. She ascends a hill at constant speed 3 meter per second. Constant speed is given, that is v is equal to 3 meter per second. This is a constant speed. This shows that acceleration will be 0. She continues to work at the same rate as before and the resistance force is unchanged. Resistance force जो है वो remains the same, that is 20. In the second part, resistance will be 20, is same, not changed. So now यहाँ वो comes to straight hill inclined at theta degree above the horizontal. यहाँ पे हम inclined plane बनाएंगे, ये inclined plane बनाएंगे यहाँ पे. Making an angle theta uh, now the cyclist is climbing up. Friction is against the movement in opposite direction. F is equal to 20 Newton. Now here in this case, the component of weight will be considered. So weight acting vertically downward. This is the weight mg. Components of the weight perpendicular to the plane, and this component is along the plane. Theta is same. We have to find this value of theta in this case. So this component will be mg sin theta. This component is mg cos theta. M is given. Now again we are using Newton's second law of motion. Now the driving force. This is the driving force. Again, that is power over speed. power is same over V. Now V, in this case, V is given 3 meter per second. Now we will use Newton's second law of motion again. Net force will be driving force P over V. V is given -20 resistor force. डायग्राम में देखें, opposing the motion minus component of the weight opposing the motion. This component, because it is in opposite direction of the movement, so we will take it in negative. -20 minus mg, m is 70 g sine theta is equal to ma. Since the speed is constant, so acceleration will be 0. So we will write here 0. From here we can, putting the value of g, it becomes 150 over 3 minus 20 minus 700 sine theta is equal to 0. From here, after calculating, we get 700 sine theta is equal to 30. Sine theta is equal to 30 over 700, or 3 over 3 over sine theta is equal to 30 over 700. After taking sine inverse, theta is equal to sine inverse 30 over 700. So we get finally theta is equal to 2.5 degree. This is the answer. Correct to one decimal place. The next question, question number 3, is four coplanar forces. Coplanar forces mean forces acting on the same plane, act at a point. They are acting at this point. 30 Newton, 20 Newton, F Newton, 40 Newton. The magnitude of the forces are 20, 30, 40 Newton and F Newton. The directions of forces are shown in the diagram, where sine alpha is equal to 0.28 and sine beta is equal to 0.6. Given that the forces are in equilibrium, find the value of F and theta. Since the forces are in equilibrium, so we will use the concept that sum of forces along x direction 0 and sum of forces along y direction are 0. So from these two equations we can find the value of F and theta. So first we make the diagram here again. Twenty Newton force, angle is 60 degree with the x direction. This force is 30 Newton. Making angle alpha. This force is F Newton. Making angle theta degree, and this force is 40 Newton, making an angle beta. Now first we will resolve these forces. First we will resolve these forces. First we resolve 20 Newton force. This is X component, this is Y component of this force. So this will be 20 sine 60 degree. This component is 20 cos 60 degree. Similarly, we will resolve 30 Newton force. This component along X direction, this component is along Y direction. This component will be 30 sine alpha. This component is 30 cos alpha. Now we resolve F Newton force. This component is along X direction. This component is along Y direction. So this will be F sine theta. This component is F cos theta. Similarly, we resolve 14 Newton force. This component and this component. This is 40 sine beta. This component is 40 cos beta. Now the question is ready. One, we will find the sum of, since the system is in equilibrium, so sum of components in the x direction. First we will find 30 cos alpha plus 20 cos 60 degree माइनस डायरेक्शन अपोजिट है, ये देखें, इसको हम माइनस में लेंगे, माइनस एफ कॉस थीटा, माइनस एफ कॉस थीटा minus 40, again the direction is in opposite direction, minus f cos theta minus 40 cos beta is equal to 0 because it is an equilibrium. Now we will simplify it. अब देखें हमें we need this cos alpha, value of cos alpha, cos theta and cos beta. It is given sin alpha और sin beta की वैल्यू दी हुई है, यहाँ से हम cos alpha और cos beta की वैल्यूज भी फाइंड कर सकते हैं ऐसे. Sin alpha is given, that is 0.28. तो cos alpha 1 माइनस साइन स्क्वायर अल्फा होता है, तो cos alpha आ जाएगा हमारे पास, cos alpha will be 1 माइनस साइन स्क्वायर. आइडेंटिटी यूज की है हमने यहाँ पे, तो cos alpha इज इक्वल टू 1 माइनस 0.28 स्क्वायर होल अंडर रूट. जब इसको सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे तो हमारे पास cos alpha की वैल्यू जो है 0.96 आ जाएगी. इन द सेम वे sin beta is also given, तो हम cos beta की वैल्यू भी इसी तरह फाइंड कर सकते हैं. यहाँ से cos beta will be 1 minus sin square is given, sin square beta is given 0.6, 1 minus 0.6 square whole under root. After simplifying we get cos beta is equal to 0.8. Now we will use here these values. sin alpha की वैल्यू हमें गिवन है, cos alpha की वैल्यू भी गिवन है, और साइन अल्फा और कॉज अल्फा की वैल्यू गिवन है, और साइन बीटा की वैल्यू जो है वो गिवन है 0.6, और कॉज यहाँ लिख लेते हैं साइन बीटा की वैल्यू गिवन है, जिसकी हेल्प से हमने कॉस बीटा की वैल्यू फाइंड की, दैट इज 0.6. Now putting these values here, we can find x. X will be 30 into 0.96 plus 10. इसको कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो हमारे पास 10 आएगा, माइनस एफ कॉस थीटा माइनस 40 कॉस बीटा, 40 और कॉस बीटा की वैल्यू आप देख रहे हैं, कॉस बीटा के 0.8 है, इसको कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो ये, इसको पहले ऐसे लिख लें 40 into 0.8, this is equal to 0 because in equilibrium sum of forces in x direction is 0. So further simplifying we get 6.8 minus f cos theta is equal to 0. Let this is equation number 1. Now sum of components in the y direction will be 20. यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं y डायरेक्शन में फोर्सेस ये लग रही हैं, these are the forces along y direction. तो इनको ऐड करेंगे, we get 20 sin 60 degree plus f sin theta minus 30 sin alpha minus 40 sin बीटा इज इक्वल टू 0. तो यहाँ पे हम फिर वैल्यूज पुट करेंगे साइन बीटा की, साइन अल्फा की, ये थीटा हमने फाइंड करना है. तो वी गेट आफ्टर फर्दर सिंप्लीफिकेशन वी गेट 17.3 प्लस एफ साइन थीटा minus 30 into 0.28 plus 40 into 0.6 is equal to 0. After further simplification, we get f sine theta is equal to uh, 15.1. Let this is equation number 2. Solving these two equations 1 and 2, इसको फर्स्ट इस तरह लिख देते हैं उसी फॉर्मेट में, f sin theta minus 15.1 is equal to 0. Let this is equation number 2. Now solving these two equations 1 and 2 simultaneously, इस इक्वेशन को हम लिख सकते हैं f sin theta is equal to 15.1, और इस इक्वेशन को लिखेंगे हम f cos theta is equal to 6.8. Dividing these two equations we get we can eliminate f like this, f sin theta dividing f sin theta over f cos theta is equal to 15.1 over 6.8. यहाँ से f cancel out, तो we get tan theta is equal to sin over cos tan होता है, tan theta is equal to 15.1 over 6.8, theta is equal to tan inverse 15 point over 6.1 we get 65.8 डिग्री। ये हमने थीटा की वैल्यू फाइंड की है और पुटिंग दिस वैल्यू ऑफ थीटा इन एनी इक्वेशन अबव वी आर पुटिंग हेयर, यहाँ पे पुट कर देते हैं थीटा की वैल्यू, तो f becomes f will be 6.8 over cos 65.8. After calculating we get f is equal to 16.6 Newton.